And so, like, want to welcome Charlene with us, who shares a
Mhm.
wealth of experience. We came to know her. At least Mark and I came to know her from all of these church conferences, and eventually, some of those church conferences became Igorot conferences also, and family events and all of that. So, like, again, want to welcome you to the show and welcome you to. I see that you're sharing your LA Dodger pride there.
Thank you.
So, definitely came prepared for it. But like, again, thank you so much. Now, one of the things that you did mention is about finding an Igorot partner. Now, this is something that I've heard. There's an underlying thing that I hear with a lot of young Igorot folks. I'd like to find someone who's Igorot who's not related to me.
Yeah.
Was that something intentional
luck.
that you kind of like had in your kind of like mind about like marrying someone who is Igorot or finding someone Igorot?
I'm not really sure. Because actually KG, my husband, and I, we got together when I was about like 18. So as an 18-year-old, I didn't think that I was going to marry him back then. But I did know that it was a lot easier. Number one, for the fact that he was Filipino and Igorot, I was thinking that it was going to be easier to, in terms of like my parents being approving, that my boyfriend at the time. I do joke around with him or I joke around with a lot of people saying that if we weren't married, I probably would be calling him my cousin, because that's just how we all are.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of hard. A lot of people that in our community that have married outside of the Filipino community, they get so confused because they're like, wait a minute, is everybody your cousin? And say, yeah, it's just easier to say it that way. But it was, in fact, the longer that we were together, it was something that made us actually even more proud that, it just so happened that we are both Igorot, but it was something that it was something that we could share together because we had similar experiences and, culturally, and similar. He was actually born in the Philippines, and he came here at the age of 8. So he had a lot more different experiences than I did. And so, and then I was the one that was more involved in Bebop, Los Angeles, and I'm the one that learned all the dances. And he's that, kind of shy kid that never learned how to play the gong. So he's always, the first time he ever danced was at our wedding, and he knew that he was going to have to. So, but after that, he hasn't performed with us, and so it's something that, it's a nice little blend that we do share with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's just easier when your cultures are the same, if not at least similar.
Similar, right?
Yeah. So
similar. Yeah.
But yeah, the cousin thing's always funny.
Yeah, I think every one of us here has married an Igorot partner.
I think so, huh?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, we all have.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, each one of us here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Oh, that's right.
Even you, Jay.
I've been trying to find connections. I'm like, okay, I think we're okay.
Oh no,
that's the first thing I did.
We had to ask, and there's a couple close calls. It is weird when your family, it's when your in-laws already know each other, already know the same people, and of course, like the invites for the wedding was like, these people too. Like, I know them too, and it's like, oh, please, are we related? No, please, no. But
yeah, I made sure mine's we weren't related because she was from Ifugao.
Yeah, two different. Yeah, you want to make sure.
The other side of the mountain there.
I don't know. Kankanai people end up everywhere.
Yeah, that's true, huh? I mean, that was one of the first things I definitely checked up on, and I might have mentioned it in the earlier podcast. But when I met my wife, the first thing I said was to make sure I didn't call her like, make sure. Although Filipinos do it, they call their girlfriend's parents auntie and uncle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of didn't want to do that just because there's so many
Good move.
There's so many issues. There's so many issues amongst Igorots, like who are like so closely related, like fourth cousin, and they don't even know it. That kind of thing, or a third cousin.
Pretty sure that's in my heritage.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we have one. That we
I
have
think
one
first
too.
cousins are my great
Not one.
great.
Yeah, we have more than one. But sometimes that happens when people lose, especially when they move away, and then somehow later on they meet each other and they feel this unusual connection, and then they end up like building a relationship, not realizing that connection is really your DNA talking to each other. It's not. It's
It's a good way.
But it is what it is, love is love. I'm not saying I'm, pushing that, but like it is what it is. Because we know people in our family who are like that, and they have a wonderful family, and
they got strong relationships. So
very strong relationships. And
that's good.
Yeah.
But for my wife and I made sure, because you know what, my wife and I are related by marriage, through a common cousin, right? Right. Even you and I are now related through marriage.
Yeah, you're related to my husband in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Through the Padua family.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, but we made sure neither side from our common cousin, because she's related from the our cousin's mom's side, and I'm related through our cousin's dad's side. So, but they aren't related. So we made sure of that.
See, I think what's great is that like, before ancestry.com, like Igorot's already like took great care of knowing their family trees, like somebody, at least one or two people in each family, I would think, have a good grasp of it. And I feel like that's, they still have clan reunions, and so the fact that they do that, at least then we can keep track, because I'm like, okay, we only got a few, maybe here in LA we've got three or four of us couples that are have full Igorot kids. They're like, well, we're not related. Okay, we can try to hook them up.
That's right. And one of the common ways they'll do it's like everybody would get the same middle name or same Igorot name, right? So like in my wife's family, there are so many people with the name Lasan. There's like a bunch of cousins, and all their Igorot names are all Lasan, and they have that common name to make sure that everybody, in the future, they don't know how many generations in the future, at least everybody will remember that common ancestor. My father-in-law even told me that's like how some of his relatives, because obviously some Igorots move down to the lowlands, just like our family did. They moved to the mountains, and when people are so far away, they don't remember who's related anymore, or because the elders have passed. If some elders have passed that can't tell them the stories, then there is kind of a danger of that happening. But if then you find out, oh wait, his Igorot name is Lasan, or another common name that they might have, then they would automatically know, oh wait, that's my old relative from
it's true. Like what's it called? The in-laws really wanted. Well, I guess they've named my kid, or his Igorot name, Galilid now.
Yeah,
the Galilid clan.
I know that. Yeah.
That's the clan that Wendy's part of too.
Okay. Yeah, on that side, yeah.
The Basal
side. Yeah, that's true. That's cool. This thing, I'm like, am I part of the Basal tribe? No.
Your son is.
Yeah, it's funny how we talk about this, but there's a lot of people out there who wouldn't really understand how we're just saying, oh, I mean, maybe our family members are cousins and stuff, and they're together. But it's just what happens. I mean, everybody's in close proximity over there, especially a long time ago. I mean, what can you do?
I know, it is what it is. I mean, there are some like other cultures, like in the UK, we live in a predominantly like Pakistani Indian neighborhood, and many of them have married like first cousins, and so there are definitely cultures around that actually do it on purpose. They do that because they believe that it makes their bloodline stronger.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's really our culture. No,
that's close enough, but not too close.
First cousin.
No.
First cousin's pretty close.
That's
like,
pretty close.
That's your brothers and
That
sisters.
is close. That's true.
Yeah, you share the same grandparent.
But I mean, like, you're not gonna get kids with webbed feet or anything like that. As far as I
don't think
know.
so.
The royal family, that's why they have blood issues, because the royal family here in the UK, they all have blood. they have different genetic issues, particularly those hemophilia, where you can't stop bleeding, and that's because they married like cousins over
they were
like
like all
generations and generations.
purebreds, basically.
Right.
In some weird way, yeah. Well, that's to keep the money in the family, right?
Think
So,
about the Targaryens and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was a thing for sure.
Savages.
but